Hello, spiritual learners. It's Steve. I hope that you're doing well. As you know, for our current week number 5, we're focusing on the theory to practice connections. So, trying to understand how our psychological knowledge, our formal academic learning coursework is being practiced or applied to our internship experience and setting. Kind of along those same lines, a topic or theme that you may want to be thinking about are trends that relate to the field or industry of your internship site. Now, all of you are, of course, psychology majors, but you are each in a very distinct setting in terms of your internship. Not could be a nonprofit, could be a mental health clinic, behavioral health system, healthcare, more of a business setting, perhaps a social science or public policy research firm. It's quite diverse. So, to help you better understand your internship site, sort of piggybacking off of our organizational culture assessment from last week, you can consider looking at the trends that are evident within your internship's field or industry. So the first one is to think about technology. So how has your host site or your internship experience being impacted by technology? What are the premier skills or the skills that are in demand for your internship field? So what are the typical skill sets that your host site organization requires of its employees and interns? How has public health and the pandemic impacted your internship field, your internships industry, and the functions and operations of that industry? What's the expected employment growth, the job growth for your internship field or industry? How does your internship field support diversity, equity, and inclusion? And finally, what continuous learning or training is required for your host site's field or industry? So, for example, if I am a crisis counselor, I may have to get recertified or retrained every so number of years, or keeping up with keeping up with the mental health field. Now, how do you research these trends? Well, we provided you some resources here that are really helpful. You can go to onetonline.org, onetonline.org through the Department of Labor, and ONET Online is really to research different career paths, research fields and industries. You'll find a wealth of information on there relative to trends in your field. You can also, of course, look at professional associations that are tied closely to the mission of your internship site. I listed here the APA. There's, of course, many of them. If you're doing more of an HR experience, for example, you would maybe want to tap into the Society for Human Resource Management, or perhaps SEOP, the Society for Industrial Organizational Psychology. The Career Center, so if you go to careers.umd.edu, has what we call Vault Industry Guides, which are really helpful in providing a vision for the future of so many different fields of study and industries. So you may want to go on there to find out a little bit more about the trends related to your internship field. So why are we telling you this again? So this is some information that you may want to consider putting into your final poster that you'll be doing as a culminating experience for the course. So your final mini poster or your final mini poster video, it's, I think, a really important topic that often interns don't really think about. And we want to keep you forward thinking. We want you to have foresight as it relates to your internship. And a great way to do that is to gain a deeper understanding and awareness of the trends in your field. So I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much, and keep up the great work that you're doing both with your internship experiences and with this course.